Okay, so welcome back, guys. This is video 3, which will be on recognizing functional groups. So based on the last two videos, we talked about understanding functional groups, what they look like, and essentially just that, like what to look out for. So here is a few examples of how we can apply some of our understanding when it comes to recognizing functional groups. And so this over here is from the 2016 and 2015 question papers. 2000, and this is NZQA past exam paper. That's 2016. This one over here is 2015. Okay, so let's go through it. Okay, essentially we have a complex molecule that we have been given, but fear not, because all we have to do is look at each of the functional groups and identify which ones which functional groups belong, or rather how to identify each of these functional groups. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Name the 4 different functional groups circled in the amoxicillin molecule above. So amoxicillin is an antibiotic, and of course it has varying properties based on their functional groups over here. And so you can pause the video and have a go at each of these, naming these functional groups, but I'll go through it right now. Okay, so hopefully you got that, all of that correct, and we'll go through it now. So this functional group here is an alcohol. And the reason why it's an alcohol is because we have just isolated an OH. So this R, when we suggest that R represents the rest of the molecule or chain, okay, essentially what we're doing is that we are telling ourselves that all of this is R. It's the rest of the chain, because it doesn't matter. And then we can see when we review it like this that we have this R group, this entire group over here is bonded to one isolated OH. And so that recognizes it as an alcohol. Okay, so I hope that one was easy. That's a level 2 shape, not shape, functional group. Okay. This one over here, let's do it over here. This one over here is an amine. Okay, and this is because it is an NH2 bonded to an R, which is the rest of the chain. So in this case, we would label all of this as the R. Oops. Okay, I covered the 2, but there's a 2 there. Okay, and so in that case, you can easily see that it is an amine. Over here, okay, it's easy to mistake this as well as an amine, but remember, it is actually an amide. Okay, and this is called this is an amide because what we have is a C double bonded O to an NH2 group. Now, looking at this, okay, first off, we can see that one of these H's over here, one of these H's is actually replaced with a carbon. And so with that, I would like to say that there is different types of, there's different types of classifications of amides. Okay, and I won't go over this in class, but you will learn it as you go. But essentially, if we have the situation where we have the N bonded to two hydrogens, okay, we classify that as a primary amide. Okay, and we can go R. Okay, if we see the situation in which only one hydrogen is bonded to the N, and then we have another carbon group, which is the case over here, okay, where we have this group here is an R group, okay, and then this one here, um, where is it? This one here is also an R group. Okay, we can see we have a C, and then we have an N here and an H, but we can see that one of the N is only bonded to one of the H's, and the other H is actually replaced with an R group or another carbon. We classify that as a secondary. Sorry, I should denote that. That's how you denote primary. This is called a secondary amide. Okay, two and with like a little degree sign at the top. And then of course, when we go into the situation where we have both of the hydrogens on the nitrogen replaced with a carbon group, we say that's a tertiary amide. Okay. Now you don't need to know any of the reaction mechanisms that is associated with secondary and tertiary amides. You just need to know how to recognize them, but they rarely come up in exams. Okay, so I'm just going to rub out this for a moment. Okay, yeah, okay, so that's number 3, and the last one over here, we can see that this is a C double bonded O, and it's bonded to an OH. So don't mistake this with just an alcohol. This is actually a carboxylic acid group. Okay, because we have COOH. Okay, and my pen stopped working, so I'm just gonna quickly reset this and then get back into it. But yeah, essentially that is a C double bond OOH, and so that's where you get the idea that it is a carboxylic acid instead of an alcohol. Luckily enough, they have circled it for us. But in many situations, you need to ensure that that you are circling it yourself. So I hope that helped out. Let's go over, just one moment. Let's go over real quick in our heads, because my pen has stopped working. Let's go over these functional groups in this 2015 past paper. So functional group number 1, hopefully you can see it's a carboxylic acid. Functional group number 2 is an amine. Functional group number 3 is another situation where they have given us a secondary amide. And functional group number 4 is actually an ester. Recall that an ester is a C double bond O with another bond, single bond to that C that's with the double bond O, and then the rest of the chain. And so understanding this will help you a lot with reactions and also with the next part, which is drawing and naming compounds.